Hello, everyone. This is MDB, Modified Darvas Box, the box guy, the box guru. Um, and it is Saturday, February 17th, 11:28 a.m. Okay, I swear to God, we're going to make this video short. But it's been a heck of a week. Everybody's yelling and screaming, "It's over. The move's over." No, it's not. Um, and so the markets were really volatile this week. And some interesting stuff actually was going on after I've spent some time going through charts and everything. It's like, whoa, a lot of stuff happened this week. So let's get into this weekend review and check it out. Um, for anyone who's never watched one of my videos before, I'm an individual trader, investor, and I developed my own system based on the book by Nicholas Darvas, How I Made $2 Million in the Stock Market. It's a great book. I recommend you read it. You can buy it on Amazon. And I've added my own flavor over the years. I placed my first trade in 1995, traded during the internet bubble. So I've been around and I've made tons of mistakes. And but here in my relatively mid old age, um, I've really been able to understand things, and it always makes me feel good making videos to try and share this knowledge with you. However, I don't share everything. I keep some secrets for myself, but you'd have to pay me to get to those. But anyways, let's get into it. I've got my stocks. I got 6 lists that I keep stocks in, and I'm moving stocks all around. The whole point of looking at charts is to get a first impression, and if the first impression is strong, then it's usually right. If your first impression is, I don't know, I can't figure it out, chances are it's not a very good trade idea. So I like to look up here in the upper right corner, or wherever the right side of the chart is, and we're looking for things that stand out. Some of the bars I do colors. I got a better chart for that next to show. But yeah, we're looking for signals and things that stand out that we might want to trade or or pay attention to, or maybe there's something new that's happened, etc. So let's get into it. We're here in list one, the indexes. First, always at the top is the AMZ, the MLP index. MLPs are energy energy master limited partnerships, and they pay out lots of income. These are great for income portfolios. I own a bunch. And look at this. It just keeps going up. Following my weekly moving average, this is a weekly view chart right here. Following my weekly moving average, and a few weeks ago we had a box breakout right here, and then it pulled back into the box, but nope, this week it broke out again. To me, that's very bullish. ARC, hopefully none of you own ARC, but if you do, uh, there this is a great example of signals. So I code signals in my charts. I give them different colors. So literally, you can trade by color. Blues here mean excess exuberance, excess enthusiasm, means people are really excited. They tend to be followed by a red week, but as we've seen here in super bullish times, it doesn't always happen. But there's enough examples like a blue week followed by a red, blue followed by a red. That's the whole thing about signals. Signals trading, you see a signal, and then you base your actions on the reaction to that signal. Signal, and then reaction to signal. And that's how also you can sit and be a longer term trend follower like myself. You don't need to be in front of the screens 24/7 watching every tick, which is a waste of time. Instead, you just watch for the signals, and you can watch for them on any time frame, like 30-minute time frame, 65, 15 minutes. I mean, you can watch for signals on any time frame. But to give yourself peace of mind, my core is weekly. So ARC, we can see here, it's come down. It's formed a new box range. Box is also another word for a base, and it's just going sideways. Nothing to do here. There's where this rally started in November. See how it moved up? And you had lots of signals, but now it's sort of going sideways. Here we go, oil. Well, oil, this is a proxy for oil going sideways, sort of threatening the lower edge of the box here, but now look, it's moving higher to the top edge. It was always assumed that, oil's an economic indicator. If oil's going down, it means demand is less, maybe the economy's slowing, etc. But now if oil's picking up, maybe the economy's picking up. And maybe that's why we've been having this wonderful rally. Okay, the NASDAQ. There's that all-time high in the NASDAQ. It's still sort of getting close, but man, things are getting tougher. But it's been a long rally. I pointed out last week on the daily chart that this day last Friday, was a bearish shooter bar. We gapped down and then it sort of rebounded. But look at this. Did the NASDAQ recapture the lower edge of that signal bar? No, it did not. Interesting. So if you had shorted the market, you'd still be good. You'd still be making money in that trade. Isn't that interesting? So yeah, maybe it is signaling that tech has run its course. Maybe that's going to be changing. Crypto, Ethereum, that's moving nicely. It's not quite a box breakout, but it's definitely an uptrend. Yeah, Ethereum's doing great. Crypto, look at this. This here's an awkward signal. This is a hammer bar, and it's coded that way, but it's occurring during an uptrend. Normally these occur when prices are going down and signal a reversal. Like here's an inverse hammer. Well, there's a hammer, but it occurs when the market's going up. So it's hard to tell if those are simply shakeouts or if they indicate the stock's running out of demand. Like sellers took it down and then bulls had to come in and buy it back up. Did they use up all their bullets and now they have no more and now the price is going to drop? I don't know, but that makes them very hard to interpret. China, well, nothing's much going on, but it's at the lower edge of its box. And we'll see what happens there. I am not interested in China in any way, shape, or form. Crypto, Bitcoin. I really should not have sold it here, but I sold it based on this red bar because I thought that was the reaction to this signal. But then the reaction to the red bar was the bulls were buying again. So we're buying. No, we're selling. No, we are buying. And look, the bulls after that, the bears didn't have any ammunition. That really was a mistaken interpretation. I did not interpret that correctly. Otherwise, I would have rebought GBTC, but I didn't. And now look at it now. I should have rebought it like this next week and this week. Yeah, I could have bought it like back at 38, right where I sold it, and I'd have another, $8 of profit. But oh well. Water under the bridge. You can't capture all the trades. But it does show if you interpret it correctly, well then you'd trade correctly and you'd make a lot more money. And that's the market telling you, the market tells you what to do, but you just have to interpret it correctly. All right, gold. So look at this. These light gray bars are inside bars, inside weeks. Typically the way you can do those, just treat them like a mini box. Just put a line above them and or below, and then go with the flow. You trade whichever way price breaks the next week. Now price went up here, but then it sold off and formed a bearish shooter bar. Well, like any good bearish bar, it sold down, but now look at this, it's formed a hammer bar. This is a better hammer, so now the signal is draw that across the top. If price starts moving up through it, buy it. But notice here, lots of signals. So it can be a little confusing. It's probably because the market is a little confused and doesn't know what to do. When you see a really strong signal that sticks out and it's like the only one, that's much easier to trade than something like gold, which has signal, 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 etc. Um, let's see, junk. Well, pink bar signal, that means pay attention. It means maybe it could go down or it could go back up, or it's almost like the market's reevaluating. It does not mean immediately sell everything, but it does mean pay closer attention if you're long this. Tech going up, some volatility there, no signals. Here's a great example, housing. New construction. Housing gave a pink bar signal here, but did it sell off? No. It formed an inside week. Basically, I don't know what we should do. It's moving up. Has it really done anything since that? No, it's going sideways. But eventually it'll probably make up its mind. Small caps here, micro cap index. That's a box breakout. Breakout on big volume right there. So micro caps are doing good. IWM, that's a Darvas box breakout right here. Not the strongest one I've ever seen, but if IWM is loaded with energy, I think, well, that helps confirm that energy may be on the rebound. Healthcare, all our healthcare premiums are going up. Thank you, Obama, you prick. Obama turned the whole system upside down. That's why we're all being destroyed by high healthcare costs. What do we got here? Oh, the transports. Transports are good. Trucking, another sign of health in the economy. There's a box breakout with a decent reaction follow through. Good signal. Let's see. The other thing about looking at charts quickly, looking for signals, you can flip through stuff quickly. You don't need to spend a lot of time on this stuff. RSP, S&P 500 equal weight. It's moving up. That's always a good sign. It means the overall American economy is healthy. Here, short-term rates, short-term bond fund, pink bar signal, and look what it's done ever since. It's been going down. That means rates have been rising. Not a lot, but means rates have been going up. Maybe maybe a little bit of inflation. I mean, who knows? But higher rates means things might get a little tougher. Semiconductors, yeah, still moving higher. Semiconductors had warning signals a month ago, but they didn't pan out and turn into anything. Market just kept going up. All right. Not all signals are guarantees. Now look here, S&P 500. It's been rocking and rolling for weeks and months here, ever since beginning of November. Any signals? Nope. Oh, here's one. There's one of those hammer bars, and like I was explaining, they're really hard to interpret. Does this mean it's just a temporary thing? Does this mean some greater volatility? We don't know, so we'll see what the reaction is next week, and that will guide our interpretation going forward. If it just keeps going higher, chug-a-lug, okay, well then, hey, market's bullish, nothing to worry about. But since we don't know at the present, we'll see what happens. Anything on sentiment? No, nothing crazy. Solar, I said solar is improving, even though I think it sucks. See, we got some green volume bars here, but there's still some red volume as well. So, and it's below my moving average, so, slightly improving is what I would call it. Here's that pullback in rates on TLTs. Yeah, a different version of rates. Rates going up a little bit. Uranium, too hard. The VIX. Who the hell uses the VIX anymore? I just look at it just because. Housing. This is a signal I posted on Twitter. So yellow bar, that's a potential bullish signal. But the reaction to this next week will tell us whether this has legs for maybe higher, or is it just like a fake out and it's not going to do anything? Because this has had lots of signals, but that's a potential bullish signal. So we'll see What happened? Last time I had a yellow bar was back here in 2022, and it did move higher for a bit. So who knows? But again, indication that energy demand is rising. Financials, yeah, that's everything in indexes. All right, let's go to the stock lists. Okay, list two. This is big volume, the best of the best, where it's got the best chart patterns. So I expect these ones to all be the best of the best. AMD, it launched here with a breakout back in November at the beginning of the move. Breakout and a yellow bar signal, and look what it's done ever since. We had a signal here, and you see how about that interpretation. AMD's sort of gone sideways since that signal, but is it bad? No. Should you have sold? No. I mean, you could have, but I wouldn't have. You may as well just sit and let it digest and do its thing. But there's no really negative signals here. So, move on. Pink bar signal here in ANET. This means sit up and pay attention. Has this run far enough? Maybe you want to take profits up here. Maybe you just want to watch and see how it reacts. I don't know. But you get a signal. So now we'll see what the reaction is next week. I mean, sit up and pay attention. And note here, there was a bunch of red sellers in here, but that doesn't mean that the move is automatically over. It could mean that somebody big just decided to take some money off the table, but maybe they're early. You know, we don't know. We need to see the reaction to that signal. So you think the market is bearish? Well, look at this one. This one's blasting higher. Was definitely difficult in here, but boy, that's resolution. I think that was earnings. So they're doing something right. Chips here, inside week. That means it's a little bit of indecision. Well, they'll figure it out. We'll see what happens next time. Now, let's say you were super bullish on Broadcom. Maybe you trade it if it hits this high level, or maybe you've held it here and you think maybe it's time to sell some. Well, this signal helps guide you. Breakout higher, a little bit of volatility, not the best follow through, but oh yeah, here we go. Berkshire Hathaway. Warren Buffett is just getting filthy rich, as if he didn't need any more money. Big breakout here, and look at it go. And that's really good because that represents sort of mainstream America. It means the American economy overall is good, not just tech. Carvana. Okay, check this out. Box breakout here. It did it on volume, but look at this red. This is the first red selling it's had since December of 2022. I would interpret that as weakness. That, yeah, I don't think Carvana is going to have a big move here. I just don't. I don't see it happening because investors bought it up, all enthusiastic, and other holders said, you know what, it's time to bail. It also struggled on its prior breakout over here. See, there's a signal there, potential shooter bar, it's bearish. Then it had inside weak, indecision, and the indecision ended up breaking lower. And now it's tried it again, and now we get an above average red volume bar. Yeah, as promising as that looks, I would interpret that as no thanks. That's a negative. Dash had earnings, bunch of volatility here. I own this one. Well, follow the moving average up. DraftKings, I hate that they're promoting gambling, but it is a box breakout, so long should be happy. Dwack. I bought this here, I sold it here, had a big volatile week this week, but still going up. This one has what I call goalpost volume. It's where you get, looks like goalposts. Many times that means you might be in for a wild ride, but there's a good chance you'll make money fast. But it's always an interesting pattern. I did not invent that. Another trader did. Oh, looking good. No signals there. Anything here? Well, there's a signal there, but it's got earnings coming up. Interesting. Just keep an eye on that. Ford Motor Company had a box breakout last week, and that's a failure. Because it's a failure, I'm going to take it out of this list and move it. Do I have any other failures in here I need to move? No, I did not. Bitcoin. Here we go. Geo. A few weeks indecision, and then I guess it had earnings, and now it's moving up again. This indecision bars here, nothing triggered to the downside in terms of I need to sell now. It simply was really volatile as investors tried to figure this out. Should I own it? Should I sell it? I don't know what's happening on earnings. I don't know. But look how it resolved. It resolved to the upside. Good job, longs. Signals here. Microsoft, inside week. We'll see what happens next week. Another inside week on net. Now notice here on net, box breakout, followed by bigger red volume. If you're super bullish on net, I would not expect it to go up anytime soon, because the red volume here, those are traders, those are investors saying, all right, thank you for pushing it up. It's time to leave. Sell, 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 sell. So if you reward on this, yay, but maybe you might want to think of taking profits. Netflix, I own it. Look how lovely that is. Slight pullback, and now boom, keeps going higher. Steel, nice breakout. Not bad. Nvidia, up, up, up. It's got earnings soon. That's sort of a indecision bar, but does it mean it's done? No, there's really no signals here. So if you're long it, just sit and see what happens. Inside, oop, that's a failure. Clear failure. I've never liked this one anyways. Box breakout here, and look at the reaction. Reaction was red volume even bigger than the green volume. That is just terrible. So we'll get rid of that one. I never liked that one anyways. SMCI, the big topic on Twitter, bear shooter bar, but again, we got to see what the reaction is. I added a little bit here. I traded it in here, buy, then the red sell, and then bought it again, and that one stuck. Great trade, but is it over? It's impossible to tell right now. Everyone seems to have shorted it in here. I've wrote it down. Let's look at it on the daily. Yeah, look at that. After this, it was moving up nicely. Then it had an inside day here, gapped higher, and then gapped again. So really, all it's done is taken back 2 days of trading. So we'll see. Snow, box breakout, no signals. Stinger, pink bar signal, but it's sort of resolved. We got some bullish volume here. This is interesting to me because another week down, this is forming a sideways box also. So you might be setting up for a box breakout. And think of it this way, this is oil tankers. If demand for oil is going up and they can't use the Red Sea and they got to take the long way around, then these guys probably are going to charge a lot of money. Bullish. Uber, you bastard. I sold this on a whim here. I still don't know why I did, and I've regretted it ever since. It's one of those stocks you buy and you just sit and let it do its thing, and it just goes higher. Venom. I put this one in the list here to keep track of it because I own some of this. I've owned it for a long time, like back, way back here. And this is in my income portfolio. It pays a dividend, and that dividend is kind of based off oil prices. So when oil prices go up, the dividend goes up. But it had here a box breakout. Look at all the green volume here all of a sudden. Oil might be getting very bullish. Oh, more tech. Ugh, a bunch of signals here. Little not easy when a stock gets a ton of signals, but this one's still bullish, moving higher. All right, let's go to list 3 and we'll start whipping through the rest of these and wrap up. Box breakout failure here, but this one has earnings coming up, so we'll see what happens. Box breakout. Airbnb has always been a tough one. Affirm. Yeah, you bullish on this one? Don't be. But this one hasn't broken down yet. Affirm has not broken down yet, but that's not a great looking sideways box. Coal, doing okay. Pink bar at Amazon. Sure, why not? ARM with the shooter bar, potentially bearish. We'll see the reaction. One higher. Why do I have this one on here? Oh, this had this bullish hammer bar signal right here. But I kind of like it, but it's got earnings this week. We'll see what happens with earnings. That's why I stashed it here. Coin Ripper. No real signal beyond this one, but hey, that's a nice move. I was short coin for down this part. I guess I should have rebought it instead. My bad. Solar ENPH, yellow bar buy signal, confirmed to the upside. This looks bullish. Look at these green volume bars. That might be worth checking out. I'm very serious about that. MDB, ML, if you're interested in I own some of this. I've owned it all the way back since here in August. Took a bunch off right down there because the big pink bar signal here made me think, you know, time to reduce. But I still have some moving up. Hopefully it's got good earnings coming up. MNDY on this one. Earnings reaction here, but look how it recovered. That's really nice. Pink bar signal in shop. All right, pay attention. What list? Okay, bearish. Okay, Apple. That is a bearish white bar sell signal in Apple. So look at Apple. We've got white bar sell signal here, but no, you know, because people have to be bullish on Apple, right? Came out here, had another shooter bar here, another sell off here, and now, yeah, they rebounded it, but now it got sold off again. I'm beginning to wonder if Apple has some problems coming up here. Everybody's got an iPhone. Those goggles, who gives a shit? But this is bearish looking. Do you see anything bullish in here? I don't. Where's the bullish stuff? Right here? It stopped along the prior high. Probably because Apple's not an AI or something. But Apple doesn't look all that good. Uranium, who cares? Sell H, this is a nice rebound. I had several sell signals, but this is a strong rebound. The only thing I'm missing here is, where's the big green volume? So this really shouldn't be in this list, but it doesn't grab me. I wish I'd seen more volume. D-Dog, some definite signals, a lot of signaling, a lot of red bars coming up. Beware. If you own D-Dog and you didn't really pay close attention to it, then shame on you. Because the market is trying to tell you something there. What? I'm not 100% sure. Google pink bar, and look at it. It's coming down a bit. Qualcomm has overcome this signal. It signaled, it dropped, but no, look at the rebound. It rebounded right back. So, kind of interesting. Tesla, I'm still short Tesla, but I've only got a few points profit cushion left. I'll probably be shaken out of it, but like I was shaken out of Upstart here, I was short here, I covered here, and then I had earnings and splat. So, thanks for nothing. All right, list 5, and then we'll wrap up. We'll get to list 6 and then wrap. These list 5 is the bearish ones, the real bearish or avoids. Look at that. This might be worth shorting. Shooter bar, when's our earnings? Oh, on the 28th. I bet you this goes splat like that, but you'd be taking a risk. Maybe this is for puts. Maybe you want to buy puts on it. Anything here? Bill, I'm short Bill. I shorted it here this past week on the Darvas box breakdown. This one's probably going lower. Yeah, look at it. It's going lower because the Bollinger Bands are going to expand down that way. That's going to be a good short. And by the way, what I was looking at there was a monthly view. Where was it? A monthly view. And Bollinger Bands are worth paying attention to. All right, let's wrap this. Coal breakout failure. Ugh. Yet there's Chevron. Oh, this one's sort of moving back up. I'll call this a gray zone. Maybe this one deserves to be on the regular list 6. Not interested. Oh, Fastly. They should really call it slowly. Huge weight bar sell signal. Yeah, this is an avoid. Oh, look at that. A box breakout. However, there's no volume, but this deserves to be in a different list. We'll put it on list 3. That one. Rig. Ugh. Rambus down. Darvas box breakdown. STA. Nothing doing there. All right. Finally, list 6. Nice move here, but it's in a huge Darvas box, so not interested. And also the volume is still relatively low compared to all the rest of the volume. So if this green volume was way up high, then that would be worth paying attention to. To me, that's just average. Moving up. The reason this one here, it's a breakout, but there's no volume here, and then the volume comes afterwards. It's not bad. It probably should be on list 3, but that's all right. Box breakout here. More oil tankers breaking out, but volume's low. Makes me like the Stinger better. Globe. IoT never does anything. Facebook. Oracle, Palantir, Roblox. Oh, look at that. Roku. That is a big box breakdown. And it should definitely be in list 5. Yuck. Roku. Oh, pink signal there. All right. Well, that's all I got for charts. Sort of a mixed bag, I think. We got some bearish signals, but some bullish signals, a lot of no signals. So we'll see what happens next week. Last thing I want to leave you with is an update on the S&P 500 earnings. So I updated it to the latest numbers here as of the 14th. That's 3 days ago. We closed here on Friday at 5,005.57. The index is 82% reported. And currently, the numbers have gone up. So overall, it's overall a little down, but that's because the near-term one dropped. But here's what's important is the forecast. So for average EPS growth in the future has gone up. It was 14% something, now it's 15%. So it is increasing. I'm still worried about overall valuation here. 25, we're paying 25 PE and a 22 forward PE for an overall 15% growth. That to me is expensive, and per the valuation chart, that's a bubble. Now, is it a crazy bubble? No, but it means that if you're buying the S&P 500 today, you're definitely paying an expensive price. To purchase that 15% average growth, you're paying 22 to 25 times earnings. Paying 22 to 25 is historically not cheap. It would be cheap if it was like 19 or, one of these lower ones. Now, historically, during these other big runs, we've averaged here 23, 24, or better yet, in the teens. What a bargain. But it's my impression that these valuation levels are still high. But what I think is happening is that investors are expecting this growth to start ramping even higher. And maybe with the oil rising, starting to see more demand, maybe that's going to come true. And if that growth does get delivered, then the prices we're paying here, will probably prove out in hindsight to maybe not be as expensive as we think. But at the moment, I view the market as expensive. But we will see what happens, and one day at a time. All right, everyone, have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.